Putin prepares meteorite strike on Ukraine, and that's becoming absolutely nasty. So here President Putin was pleased with the test of the brand new arsenic missile in mid-November. So this new Russian super weapon was tested in war conditions at a Ukrainian military installation in Dnipro. So nuclear warhead can be possible? Well, let's find out. With this launch, Putin also sent a clear warning shot towards the west. So this time, the arsenic missile contained only a conventional payload, but next time it might be one or more nuclear warhead. This is what he is claiming. So now NATO in the crosshair. So the Russian arsenic missile used has a range of up to 5,800 kilometers and flies at a maximum speed of 12,000 kilometers per hour. All NATO countries are thus within range with it. So it can launch and fire an 800 kilometers missile warhead at several targets in the same time. So besides all this, with the Russian Iskander distance up to 200 kilometers and certainly Kizhal 2,000 kilometers, British and US bases in Europe have already long been within reach of Kremlin. So, well, he is preparing for an all-out war, and even NATO is doing that. So Putin boasted about the unique arsenic missile and summit in Kazakhstan capital Astana on Thursday. So they reached the temperature at 4,000 degrees Celsius, and the kinetic impact is as big as a meteoroid. And we know from the past the effect of meteoroid impact can have so solid. So sometimes they were enough to form the full-fledged lake. So that's what he is preparing now. Now, the arsenic missile is a medium-range missile that Russia deployed for the first time in the last week. So the experiment was a response to aggressive attitude of NATO countries towards Russia. So that's what Putin told in recent conference what was held in Kazakhstan. So mass production launched from Russian side. So the Russian President Putin also threatened at summit in Astana, Kazakhstan on Thursday to possibly also target the key decision-making centers in Ukrainian capital Kyiv with its dreaded arsenic super missile in the future. So he told, we are forced to deploy the missile in response to action of our enemy, that is NATO. It reads, and also Putin is walking and talking about the new missile, which he has no equal in the world. And so he said, we deploy the missile on a large scale and force, or such an attack will be comparable to that of a nuclear weapon. So Russia produces 10 times more missiles than all NATO countries combined. Putin concluded this in Astana summit. So now, in fact, Russian President Vladimir Putin last week ordered the mass production and further combat test of a new hypersonic ballistic missile, arsenic. So as you see here very clear, Putin is preparing for the all-out war with NATO, and that's of course with the United States. So the Russian president also assured that the public of Russia has the stockpile, and these missiles they are immediately deployed. And also he said that no one else in the world has this type of weapon for the time being. So this is the advantage he's really trying to take in, and he is trying to threat the West, that is NATO and United States. And of course, what he doesn't like is they attacked on Russia. So on the other hand, Biden administration, they are literally trying to play with the fire just before leaving the office, and it'll be very hard for the Trump to really resolve the problem. As Trump also said in his appearance on the media, that Biden is starting the third world war, and which we don't want. So it'll be hard for President-elect Donald Trump to resolve this problem. But also Putin said that very clear that Donald Trump assassination would be highly possible, but not from his side, because he's not really safe, because all these things are going because now Trump will come and stop the war. And that's what, I don't know, why is he talking about this? Take a look at this video and let me know. What is he talking about, Donald Trump? Take a look at this video.
It is possible that the current administration wants to create additional difficulties for the future one. This is also possible. But as far as I can imagine, the newly elected president, he is a smart person and already quite experienced. It seems to me that he will find a solution, especially after he passed such a serious test. Let's say, as the fight to return to the White House. You know, I believe, and I think you'd agree, that what stands out the most isn't just the use of uncivilized tactics against Trump, including multiple assassination attempts. In my opinion, he's still not entirely safe. Unfortunately, there have been all sorts of different incidents in the history of the United States, but I think he's a smart person, and I hope he's cautious and fully aware of the risk.
Now, you saw this video very clear that he is stating very clear regarding Donald Trump and assassination, and that he's not being safe even now. So, well, we don't know who is trying to really kill Donald Trump, but Putin is delivering these kind of words, and that is pretty dangerous. Well, I understand maybe probably he's trying to really send the message to Trump that he's not safe because all the wars and everything going, and he might come and stop the war, and that's kind of a problem for Donald Trump. Well, I hope nothing happens to Trump, because I have hope in him, because he's the one who can really stop the wars 100%, because he wants only one thing: no dying. And that's an absolutely amazing motto, no dying. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and if you want to know more, you can subscribe and let me know in the comments below, what do you think where the war is heading. And I think the war is getting nastier and nastier on the worst side. So thank you. See you in the next video.